Right up in the camera. Can't get Facebook to start. What's wrong here? Oh, Lord, it's always something here. It's always something here with this live stream. Maybe if I flip this over like that. Yeah, that'll get me more up in the camera. Up in that camera. Do not understand why it's got to be this way. Get everything going. Get everything set up. Alright, got Facebook on live. Now we're going to turn on TikTok. How you doing? It's good. We already got somebody in here. Good to have you in here. Going to be talking about different subjects pertaining to the chaos news. Alright. We'll go live on TikTok. We're going to have trolls coming in. We're going to have people, our friends on Facebook coming in. Facebook's more my local community. Man, we got two folks in here. What you doing, Big John? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, I'm almost at that 1,000 subs, and I got 4,000 watch hours that you was talking about, bud. So it's gonna be able to really start maybe making some impact here. I'm gonna send these lives out. So if you're just now coming into the Chaos Cast, let us know you're here. Let us know where you're from. Leave a comment. We're going to talk about a couple of subjects today, a couple of new subjects today. We got the computer rolling, we got YouTube rolling, we got Facebook rolling, we got TikTok rolling. Share this live out. If you're not following us, give us a follow. We'd love to have you on board. Big John can vouch for me. I try to be entertaining. I try to entertain you, but we do bring you news. I try to give you the receipts on most of what I hear. If not, we'll tell you it's a conspiracy. Hey, because this conspiracies matter too. Hey, y'all doing, Kevin Miners? It's good to have you in here. Who we got in? Chris, good to see you, man. Chris is always coming in on Facebook, so we got our group there. Thanks for sharing me there, Big John. Thanks for sharing me. So this is Chaos Cast, October 19th of 2022. It's Chaos Cast 1922. We don't went back in time, folks. But yeah, just a lot of stuff going on. One of the things that just popped up here on my headlines, I got Google News pulled up. This is from this is the New York Times, Fox News, and CBS News. That's just a few of the stations reporting on this. Putin has declared martial law in 4 areas of Ukraine, in the annexed Crimean Peninsula area. So we're seeing that. We're seeing these different moves that Russia is making. Again, if you're coming in, thank you for coming in. Let's get this live shared out. Let's get your friends in here. If your friends don't pay attention to the news and they just want to get a little bit in right now, share this out to them. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that follow button. Give us a follow. Give us a sub. And I don't think you're going to be too disappointed. We try to upload daily content for preparedness, survival, and homesteading, and bushcraft, and just the whole self-reliance field to help you be more prepared for the things that we're facing in this world right now. It seems like every day I get ready to do live. There's, I do these notes during the morning, and by the evening, when I get on here, 10 more things have done happen. So we do share the show notes. We do share our show notes and our sources on our blog at edge29chaos.com. So if you want to get those, that beard though, I always get so many comments on the beard. I love my beard. It's like my safety blanket. God, thank you, Jesus, for beards, because I love mine. But yeah, we'll have that up on show notes, hopefully before I go to work this evening. And yeah, if you're interested in just some of the show notes and having that hard copy, go to the website, hit our subscription list, get on our email. subscribers list, and you'll get updates. You'll get deal updates on gear and things of that nature that we upload onto the site. We just kind of redone the site a little bit to make it a little more accessible after my friend Kevin May from Australia come in and he's like, bro, what are you doing, mate? He's like, you can't find anything on here. And he's an IT specialist that happens to drive a truck over there. There you go figure. Larry Merriman, welcome in. Oh, well, you are Joseph Toppings. I'm looking for a new all-around knife. Got to be Damascus and rock chip. Any suggestions? We have you covered. Our website, we have a whole new thing of knives that my friend Adnar from, he is on Facebook. He lives, he's a knife maker from overseas, and he has sent me some Damascus steel knives. So if you're looking for a good bushcraft knife, we got you covered. Go to the site. I feel like we got reasonable prices. I feel like we're beating prices. But yeah, the link is in my bio, edge29chaos.com. So who do we got in here? We got Joseph Toppins in here. Daddy Rabbit, welcome in. It's good to have you. Derek Eddie. That's two first names right there. That's awesome as heck. Paul Thorne, welcome in. Authentics, welcome in. User 88 and a bunch of numbers. Juan Morales, Johnny, welcome in. It's good to have you. James Gallagher, Billy Jones. If you're coming in, share this out. Horseman, welcome in. Tyra Hightower, welcome in. It's good to have you. Now, towards the end of the show, we'll if you have any questions and you want to come up and discuss something that's going on, we will have an opportunity towards the end after we do the news for somebody to come up, ask questions, do discussions, do a shout out, whatever you want to do. We'll let you come up as long as you're respectful. Now the trolls, we may have a troll of the day. How you doing, Joseph? Good to see you. We may have a troll of the day. I don't know. We're going to see what happens. But again, no abuse, no evasive politics. Like if you say something, look, don't get on here arguing. We don't care about your dang politics. We don't care about this. Is a prepping forum. This is what we do. Don't come in here with your garbage. And yeah, hopefully my mods will be in here pretty soon, and I'll be modding myself. But yeah, so let's get to the news. The first little bit of news that we are looking at right now, and this comes from Zero Hedge, was the first one I looked at. Mysterious GPS disruptions spread in Texas near Fort Hood. Now, this was actually yesterday. Interference in Texas has spread from the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area to now east and west regions of Waco, Texas. One area west of Waco with high levels of GPS interference is butting up against America's third largest military base, Fort Hood. So Bloomberg goes into a little detail about what they're doing now that they're having these issues. The runway at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Thank you for them pandas, Josh, man. Thank you for them gifts. We appreciate that. But they have shut down the runway. It's been closed after aviation authorities said the GPS signals there aren't reliable. Pilots and controllers are using older technology to navigate very unusual air navigation glitch, says flight track expert. The FAA said it was investigating GPS signal degradation in the metro area and looking closely to see if this could be due to possible jamming of the global positioning system. So why would that be happening? Well, when we look at Russia and Ukraine, right before Ukraine was attacked, there was massive cyber attacks on Ukraine. So what you're going to see happening is when you're in a war with a country, which we're pretty well in a world war with Russia right now. It's just not officially announced. In the future, when your great grandchildren read the history books, they'll say, "Oh, this war has started already." It probably started last year or back in the beginning of the year, probably 2 years ago. Who knows? When they first started going in the Crimean Peninsula, but they're going to look at. This was when we were already in World War III. So these are more than likely cyber attacks. We're seeing cyber attacks on infrastructure across the country. When you get online, just type Google cyber attacks, and it'll talk to you about a number of these different cyber attacks we're seeing on infrastructure, we're seeing now on the global positioning system, scrambling our GPS. And as you can see, this causes problems for our pilots. If you are doing air travel, this is just kind of screwed your whole day up. These guys had to use old techniques. Yeah, Big John, it has started. I mean, it definitely has. I mean, and you know, I don't know. People say a whole lot of things right now, but we're going to look back on this, and people's going to be slapping their heads. So yeah, we've got that going on. Now, one of the things that from Hurricane Ian, this was a terrible thing that happened. You had 8 people that were trapped inside of a motel during Hurricane Ian, and it got swept out. I think swept out to sea. Only 7 people survived that. So, you know, we talk about preparedness. Are you prepared for the modern day to collapse? Are you prepared for these hackers to shut down just your GPS? I mean, so many people don't even know how to read a map anymore, don't even know how to use a compass. So many hunters use digital maps now. I know on Alabama Outdoors app, you know, we have maps for our hunting, the hunting reserves that we have, the management area. We have maps that we can download and we can use while we're on the management areas. So I don't even carry a map. Used to did. That's considered having a map on you. Legally, we got to have that. So people don't even, just minor disruptions. We're going to see it upset every day. You look at our kids these days that only know a cell phone. And I'm talking about, we have grown adults and they do not remember a time, or they have hardly ever functioned in a time without a handheld GPS right there in their hand. With the ability to communicate. Most people don't even own a home phone anymore. We had an elderly gentleman at church, and we were talking about trying to get some. This was a church I was previously at. I was talking about we might need some radios so everybody can communicate if there was a blackout of some kind. And he said, "Don't worry, I got a landline." And I'm thinking, well, the rest of us don't, brother. That's the whole point. You might be able to call the police, but like, what if the police are busy and you need one of us to come next door and help you? You ain't gonna be able to get a hold of most of us because all of us got cell phones. It's just cheaper nowadays. I mean, most people don't even have cable or anything like that. I mean, they cut the cord. These people at work, these older gentlemen, talk about cable, and we're over here talking about Netflix. Even some of the older guys are talking about Netflix. Our whole world's changed. So a cyber attack, a well-placed cyber attack, could screw your world up. I'm just telling you, folks. I'm just telling you. So again, share that out as we're changing over to a new subject on the Chaos Cast. Share this out. Invite your friends. Come on in. Ginger, I think it's Gengi Gabor. I can't read all them names, but thank you for the follow. Antoine, thanks for coming in. George, thanks for coming in. It's good to have you. So we're 13 minutes in, and here's what we're going to look at now. And so we're looking at these GPS trackers that have been disrupted. Now we're also, you know, we talked about how Russia and Chinese warships were seen encroaching on Alaskan waters. They were like right there at the door, and everybody's like, well, Russia and Alaska is only about 5 miles apart, 3 miles apart. And I'm like, at the closest point. Now, this was the Kiska Islands. This was 700 miles from the Russian mainland. It was a good ways from Alaskan mainland, but it was still our international waters they were not supposed to be in. And so when they're doing things like that, they're testing to see, what are we going to do? Are we watching? Do they have an avenue to come in? Can they confuse us and then come in down here? What kind of manpower do we have in that area? So this comes from NBC. We had Air Force jets intercept 2 Russian bombers flying close to Alaska. The Russian bombers did not enter American or Canadian sovereign airspace. Now notice they don't do that. They're just kind of tiptoeing around. You know, when you're over there, they're like, don't touch me. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. That's what we're dealing with the Russians and the Chinese right now. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. But they're right there. They're right there in your face. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But yeah. it's that's what they're doing. So the American Aerospace Defense Command said in a statement that they had dispatched these F-16 fighter jets, and that these bombers, because these bombers flew close to Russia, Now, the two Russian Tu-95 Bear H bombers did not enter American or Canadian sovereign airspace. NORAD said it detected, tracked, and positively identified and intercepted the aircraft as they were entering and operating within the Alaskan Air Defense Identification Zone. So they're too close for comfort, my friends. Too close for comfort. Look, this thing's ramping up. Yesterday, we talked about how right now Russia is moving these bombers to, right near Norway and Finland. They're ramping up, their nuclear arsenal. They're moving it into place. They're getting ready. Both sides are running nuclear attack scenarios. We are actually running an annihilation type simulation, like where it's a tit for tat. They're launching nukes. We're launching back. We're trying to hit them. World War III versus world peace, man. I'm going to tell you, I wish we had some world peace right now. Not until Jesus comes back, folks. Not until Jesus comes back. John Duncan, thanks for that share. Kate, thanks for that share. Mark, thanks for coming in. Psalm Breeze, thanks for coming in. No peace talks at all. It's gonna get ugly, Trigger. It's going to get ugly. I like that, Trigger. I like it. I think that's what you're saying. It looks like that's what you're saying. All right, so we've got all this ramping up with our nuclear stuff, but then we have issues on the home front. I mean, the whole country's crazy, folks. The whole country. If you did not realize your country was going insane right now, you're not paying attention. I don't care what they tell you on the mainstream. I don't care if they tell you the economy's strong as heck while they're eating an ice cream cone. Things are crazy. Things are crazy. Yesterday we talked about how the Mississippi's dried up so bad that we have these large barges that are catching in the sand and the mud, and they're having to get them out. It's limiting river travel. Hey, bud, how you doing, Ron? It's good to see you. And this is the thing. Our supply chain's getting tied up in so many areas. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts. So we're seeing the railroad, they can't keep enough workers. There's some of their workers that are talking about leaving, that are still there. They've got this deal, this new pay deal and benefits deal that the Biden administration tried to work out with them. It's been pushed. It's been took care of, but none of it's been signed off. They can still say no to it and then go on strike. One day is going to screw us to high heaven. We can't keep enough truckers. They're having to pay more for shipping. So you're seeing this hyperinflation happen this year, and it's even worse in Europe. I think they said across the board you're seeing 15% hyperinflation in Europe. And so we're seeing different areas of the supply chain messed up. They can't get enough drivers out in California because certain laws. They can't get enough shipping containers here. They can't. It's so many things. It's like you took a bunch of spaghetti noodles and threw them in the water. And once they got good and tender, that's what we did. We got good and tender and used to it. We got good and complacent, and then they just it's amore. Look at that crap. And gas is going to be over $6 again for sure. But here's the thing: we got a diesel crisis that a lot of people don't realize. One of the things, Al Jazeera, I looked at this. No, that's the snow crabs. Where is it at? Because it's further down here. This is from Reuters. Traders divert Europe-bound diesel to U.S. and race to restock. So we're seeing that, and this is from oilprice.com. Diesel crisis deepens as inventories fall to dangerous levels, while the OPEC Plus agreement to cut crude oil production and the U.S. reaction dominate the headlines. A much more immediate crisis is getting worse by the day. Global diesel and other distillate fuel stocks have been on the decline for a while now, and there is no reversal of this trend in sight. Demand, on the other hand, has been growing, leading to a widening shortage. So diesel's going up. I have noticed, I don't think I've seen diesel go down a whole lot. We gotta pray to Jesus, man. Got to ask Jesus to give us some strength, and I'm very adamant about that. I pray every day, Lord, just help me make it through. Here at S29 Chaos Preparedness and the Chaos Cast, we do not counsel you to be afraid. We're not trying to fearmonger you. Here's the thing. We're always prepared and never scared. That's the thing. That's what I tell everybody. Now, again, I'm not fully prepared on any front in my own sense, but With Christ, I'm prepared for everything. He'll make sure I got what I need through the hard times, and if and then he'll take me on if he's good to get if it's to my time. But as we're moving forward, the country going insane. And this comes from Fox. We had a drunk customer in New York. He ignites the restaurant for botching his chicken biryani order. Police, the Shofel Norbu, 49, was charged with third-degree arson and released without bail after allegedly setting a fire at the New York City restaurant. So we talked about the homeless man in L.A. that stabbed the 23-year-old mom, I believe it was, with some garden shears, unapproached, unprovoked. He just walked up and stabbed her in the head. And she's suffering traumatic brain injury because of that. And we see so many of these instances. A couple weeks back, we were talking about a pregnant mother that was beheaded in the street in, I think it was Santa Cruz. Was it Veracruz, Santa Cruz? It was over in California. But California's seeing tons of things happen out there. It just blows my mind. We got a lot of things from New York that's happening right now. The Brooklyn father was stabbed to death on the New York City subway, slashed after sticking up for a cop. Tom Bailey's murder on the subway is just one example of the rising violent crime facing commuters who use the New York City subway system. This comes from Fox. So we're seeing violent attacks. And also, we got this new Stockton serial killer. They finally apprehended him. There was like 5 murders linked to him. They've charged him with 3 counts of murder, and they finally apprehended him. This comes from ABC. 43-year-old Stockton, Wesley Brownlee, a 43-year-old Stockton resident, was arrested on Saturday. Now, they've not completely figured out what this guy's doing. Things are blowing off, folks. Things are crazy. Do you have ways to defend yourself? Are you paying attention to your surroundings? And I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's okay to be rude. Sometimes it's okay to be rude. Folks, if somebody just comes up talking to you, having a little conversation, and then they're like, hey, where are you from? Be very vague. Be very vague. If you want to be polite, be vague. Don't tell them your address. Don't tell them who your mama is and who your daddy's daddy was. Don't give out your information. And then pay attention when you leave that place. Are they following you? You may have been marked. And people say, well, this is just plain paranoia. We see so many women, so many children, so many people that are taken advantage of. And then we have serial killers now. We have people getting stabbed to death on the subway. We got some dude just decided to light up what was it? He lit up a chicken biryani order. So it's more likely a chicken place or something like that. He done lit it up. Folks, are you prepared to defend yourself? If the police are not able to be there. Now, this happens more so. This is why so many country folks have guns, folks. This is why we got guns around here. Because the police take 30 to 45 minutes to get here. What if it gets to that point in the city you're in? There's so much crime. They're over here handling this, and these guys ain't getting paid a lot sometimes, mind you, and they're already getting, defunded. They're getting people coming against them. Everybody they pull over for a traffic violation wants to fight them or try and kill them. I mean, that guy on the New York City subway was trying to defend a cop. So they're dealing with all this, and nobody's coming to your aid. Are you ready? What if the fire department's not coming? What if there's nobody coming to your aid, but can you self-rescue? Can you defend yourself? Can you defend your family? Now, I told you yesterday, my friend Carl, he's from Newcastle, England, and he was talking about some neighbors down the road. And this is England, mind you. There was someone broke into a family home, and they shot a family. They shot a husband, wife, and the children. So this is supposed to be gun control, out the roof. You can't own a firearm unless you've got a certain license. A lot of people have to have them locked up in a certain place, at a gun range or a gun club, and the criminals still have firearms. So we see all the crime in Chicago. We see this crime in New York. Violent crime always goes up during gun control, friends. And so many people put their protection in the hands of the police. They put their hands in the protection of the federal government. They put their hands in the their protection in the three-letter agencies. And I'm going to tell you, three-letter agencies are so screwed up. They've always been so screwed up. I don't trust them with my safety. You need to be ready to self-rescue. You need to be ready to defend yourself. What are you doing? I always tell people about your most important tool, your knife. We sell knives. We review knives. We show videos on safety with knives. Hey, if you don't like a gun, at least have some way to defend yourself. And a knife is the most basic of things. Microsoft is laying off 1,000 employees. They announced the layoffs on Monday for nearly 1,000 employees worldwide. The company confirmed to ABC News the move marks the latest sign of weakness among some of the largest U.S. tech companies amid persistent inflation, recession fears, and stock market woes. This year's shares of Microsoft have fallen nearly 30%. So what are we talking about when we're talking about? These are more than likely people that are educated in the tech industry. We're not talking about like a factory job. We're talking about there's less of these than your average Joe, and they're firing 1,000 of them because of their stocks going down. What's happening there? Who's trolling there? Hey, Danny, good to see you. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Criminals don't do background checks. Where we got the troll at? Oh, that user 67. We always got a troll in here. Mr. Smart Hillbilly, does my katana sword count? It does. It does. I'm surprised you don't got a gun, Danny. It's my friend Danny V from Victory Garden Revivals. She encourages you to grow food now. Go check her out. Moving on, we have this is from ABC. Children starve as Yemen teeters on a return to fighting starvation. Now, starvation has threatened Yemen's children for years. It's always kind of been on the edge, but right now the whole world's screwed up and they ain't got nobody to come to their aid. I mean, we're sending aid to Ukraine. We're sending aid over here and over there. What are we going to do, folks? What's going to happen today? How are we going to help these folks? Sometimes it comes down, can you help yourself? We will be in the same position if we do not learn to grow food. We do not learn to get food independent from our government. If we do not have to depend on a grocery store, but we can depend on ourselves, we're going to be in a lot better shape. A lot of these African countries that you see, it was because they lost you had the Boer, you had the white farmers, and they run so many of them out so quickly they were not able to replace that food production ability as the white people's land was confiscated as they was run out. All these white farmers were run out. Well, they didn't have anybody that knew how to actually farm. So now you've had tons of charity agencies going over there to teach them how to farm and help the ones that do know how to farm to increase their yields and to learn new techniques. Better construction. All right. Going on, Washington, their post-Ukraine live briefing. Russians strike trigger mass blackouts. So you've heard about this in the Ukraine. You've seen tons of blackouts happening. I think we looked at it yesterday, like 1,100 some odd cities in Ukraine are blacked out with no power and nothing happening. Yeah, trigger fruit trees, man. We got to have them. But you're not the first person I've seen that has struggled with their gardens production and their fruit tree production. I mean, I got a pecan tree out here. It ain't even offered to drop a rotten pecan or a green pecan. And I ain't even had no squirrels over here eating on them. I ain't even seen the squirrels over here eating on them. So, I mean, it's insane what's happening. Now I got chickens coming up missing, and I think I got a coyote problem. So I'm about to have to start doing some predator hunting. Chemtrails. That's what a lot of people were blaming it on. Let's see. Kanye West agrees to buy social media platform Parler. Like, does anybody really use Parler a lot anymore? I had an account when it was right there in the beginning before they shut Parler down. I had an account and was talking to a lot of people. I had about a few thousand followers on there, and it was growing. That's actually how I got into all this. They recruited me to Clapper from Parler because I was uploading survival content. Everybody thought, America was about to end. There was going to be a huge blackout. Yeah, chickens are the best survival tool, man. You got fertilizer, you got food, you got meat, eggs, meat, and fertilizer machines. That's what they are. And then if you need the feathers for a pillow, you got that too. And their livers is great catfishing bait. Polecats. Yeah, we got some polecats out there. We call polecats skunks. Skunks are called polecats around here. Stinking as a polecat. And now this is the big thing this is kind of that out and left space thing that when I was looking through, you don't hear it from hardly anybody unless you just directly look it up. All right, Facebook just crashed. So we're off Facebook Live. Let me see. I'm not even going to try to restart it. And this is from Al Jazeera and CNN. They're all talking about this. Billions of snow crabs have disappeared from Alaskan waters. Experts fear the likely cause included increased predation and stresses from warming water. I mean, billions. Now, we're not talking about a shoal of fish here. We're not talking about a few thousand. We're talking about billions. I mean, a whole market has just been, the whole season has been canceled on Alaskan snow crab because billions of snow crab have disappeared. I mean, what the freaking heck? I mean, billions of snow crab have disappeared. I mean, the price is fixing to fly up, folks. Billions of snow crab have disappeared. So as we're going forward, go ahead and share this live out. I'm going to share it out myself. We're going to get some folks going in here, see who's coming to the table. And if you have anything you want to bring up, go ahead and hit that button, and we'll bring you up. We're getting to that point in the show where I'm going to bring some folks up for conversations about current events. What are we dealing with? What is happening in the world? Do you have something the rest of us don't know about? You never know what we'll get on to towards the end of this show. All right. There we go. There we go. Nobody knows, Big John. Nobody knows where the crab went. Nobody knows what has happened. Nobody knows. Like, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Like, they canceled the whole season. They just did they get all of them, and did they take them all when they were out there crab fishing, and they got the last one last year, and they just wasn't nothing left, or they all died during the summer? I don't know. Oh, yeah, lastly, Bloomberg talks about Twitter it locks staff stock accounts in anticipation of Elon Musk buying Twitter. So we got Kanye buying Parler. Trump owns Truth Social. You got Elon over here buying Twitter. CNN's got bought by another conservative backer of Trump's, the guy who owns, I think, the Discovery network of shows. Lord, and it seems like Netflix and possibly Hallmark Channel have some kind of deal going on, because I keep seeing these Hallmark-like movies on Netflix. So I don't know. What in the world's that? Like, we're seeing the mainstream media completely collapse. We're seeing them lose all of their viability. People are not watching them. You imagine what's going to happen to CNN? They're firing Jim Acosta. I mean, he's about to be gone. Don Lemon will probably be gone. But what in the world are they going to do without CNN to sit there and just feed them? My aunt and uncle, diehard Democrats, they love CNN. And some of the stuff that they believe because they've watched CNN, I'm like, what in the world are they talking about? This is not what's really happening. They're like, that blame, blah, 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 blah. And I may not like the person they're talking about, because there's a lot of these Republicans I'm getting to where I don't like anymore because they're crooked. They're just in it for money. They've been in there for too long. It's time to get out. Time to let some new blood get in there. But, there's so many things, and they just don't know what's going on. What are they going to do without CNN to prop them up? I guess MSNBC is going to be the one that props them up. Oh, they're all corrupted. I mean, Fox, they got their own little special little narrative they like to push, you know. Religious exemption. Hey, maybe I need to try that. Bojangles. I don't try to explain to nobody nothing anymore. I don't even argue politics. Politics is a sham. Politics is a sham. I mean, these folks, if you're voting for somebody and you think they're going to take care of you, I'm telling you, unless it's on the local level, and even then, probably not. They're probably not taking care of you. They're taking care of themselves. Yeah, politics is a sham. It's a sham. I mean, like, literally, we got a businessman trying to get, like, revenue commissioner or something, or some kind of thing over here, and he's one of the most crooked businessmen in our town. And he's run for office every year, and his family is already in office and has all kinds of crooked dealings. It's all crooked, you know, because why? Because they can go in there and stay as long as they want, control how the money's made, change laws to their own benefit. The lobbyists get paid by the corporations to go in there and lobby. They'll make a deal and they'll give in on this, like the bump stock ban. I mean, literally, the bump stock ban did nothing. You can do that with your thumb and your belt loop. Yeah, Trigger. I mean, do we worry about our kids? I try to teach my kids everything that I know about survival and preparedness. It's just one of them things that, you know, kids don't know these days. And they're going to need to know it because the world's just like, I mean, you're looking at these other countries right now, even in our country, and especially in these large urban areas. You're just seeing just people getting hurt, people getting killed, people, you know, nut jobs out there burning dang chicken places down. I mean, what in the world what does the world come to when you're burning down a KFC? I'm telling you, and I don't think that was a KFC he burned down, but it sounded good. But yeah, that's the news today. Got this while we were on our trip. When we were at Asheville, we were in the Asheville gift shop, and I happened to see plants of the Cherokee. And so, you know, I've got Cherokee blood. That's a big thing in my family. You know, Cherokee had their own alphabet. When you go into Cherokee, North Carolina, the reservation, you see their letter and their words everywhere on that reservation. They're I think the only Native Americans that had a written language. They have a lot of medicinal uses of plants. Like they have so much non-vascular plants, fungi, vascular plants. I mean, the royal fern, the cinnamon fern. Here's one. The entire plant is used as an ingredient in the medicine accompanying Formula 41 for chills. So I believe they got different formulas in here too, mixes of these things. Trout lily and dogtooth violet. Let's see. They call it mountain trout. Let's see. Warm the leaves over a fire. Crush them in your hand. Pour the juice over a wound that won't heal. Beat the roots of a dogtooth violet and Panax trifolius and make a cold infusion, which is good for fainting persons. When mountain trout blooms, it is time to fish. Chew the root and spit them into the river when you go fishing to make the fish bite because it is marked like trout. So, yeah, these Cherokee had things down pat. They had something for everything. But, yeah, go look that up online. They probably have a digital copy you can buy and download to your old cell phone and put in a Faraday cage. But yeah, we're going to be calling it now. Dang, we're down to 18 folks, and we had at one point in time we was holding 100 pretty steady. I don't know what it is, but if there's anybody that would like to come up for a minute, we'll bring you up. If you've got questions about preparedness, and again, you don't have to show your face. You can just hit that button. We can invite you up, and you can ask a couple questions. This is something my friend Black Spider-Man said. Hey, man, you got to do more of this. You got to invite people up, man, and interact with your community. I love Black Spider Man. Go give him a follow. The Real Black Spider Man, I think, is what his tag is on here. But yeah, if you just type in Black Spider Man, you'll pull him up. He's a great guy. But he's always throwing out them little tips on social media, giving me some ideas. Hold that up. Here you go. Yeah, take a screenshot. I got a couple other things we're going to put up for screenshot for folks. Plants of the Cherokee. We got a couple of QR codes. Should have done that in the beginning, but I was having phone trouble like always. Trying to do too much at once. So if you're looking for a good tactical light, PhoenixLight.com. Thanks for that follow, York Racing. Screenshot that QR code, and that will take you to our affiliate link. You can buy you a great Phoenix light. They're great lights, very good lights. Screenshot that, save it to your photos, run it through Google Lens, get your friend next to you to hit it with their iPhone camera, and go in there and buy you some of these lights. Let's see if we can get this in here. Y'all can get you a screenshot of that on YouTube right now. That's our Phoenix Light right now. You go check that PhoenixLight.com out. That's our affiliate link, and we have a Waker's Coffee brand link. Here it is. Them kids messing with my paperwork. This is this will take you to, y'all can screenshot this if you are interested in starting a business, something on the side, a side hustle in the midst of all this stuff we're dealing with financially with inflation and the job pay just ain't going up. Screenshot this and you can get your own business started. This right here. My wife replaced her income last month. She's bringing in income like money will just be coming in. Sometimes she don't even know why it's coming in, but somebody sold something on her team and she gets a cut. But screenshot that and go check her out. Go check her Facebook out, and you'll see her. She's like one of my top followers on Facebook. But again, go to s29chaos.com. We have actually restructured that website per my friend Kevin's gracious. How would you say it? His gracious opinion and input on it, which is really good. He's an IT professional. And he told me how to fix some things. So I got more tabs now for you. So you got a navigation bar you can look at. You can sub to our website. You get daily blog or weekly blogs. You're going to get the show notes at least every day. If you miss a live, if you're not able to make it, we'll have the show notes up. Possibly I'll be able to link the YouTube video on the show notes with me starting to do this on YouTube. Facebook just crashed, so... That's just the way it is. It just crashed. It's been going good. Maybe it's because I got too much on one Wi-Fi. Plus, I got my computer on the Wi-Fi. Who knows? I always try and do too much. But remember, go to ReadyWise.com. E29TEN, all capital letters. Use that code at the checkout to get yourself some ReadyWise food and save 10% on your purchase when you use that code. And that helps us out. That helps you out. And you got some good food for your family. Imagine if you had a bucket of that food for every member of your family. Putin launches the nuke. It happens to be where you're at. The winds are blowing that fallout towards your town, your suburb, your rural area, or maybe you're right there at the edge of that city and you survive. And you and your kids got to run, and you got to just grab something and go. Got to grab it and go. Got to get out of there. Got to get down in that hole, down in that basement, away from the nuclear radiation. And all you can do, I mean, you just grab what you can. There's them buckets in the closet. Kids, grab those and run downstairs. And you got it. But 10%, you're going to save 10% on that. Go to our website. We got tons of affiliates. You're going to see them advertised when you're going to look at our photo reels of our trips. It has a thing on there where you can look at our latest Instagram uploads. We got our blog. You can go subscribe. You'll get the blog, the newsletter updates pretty well. I don't know if it's every day, but it's going to be pretty regular. And there you go. There you go. You're going to have a lot of free access to things that's going to help you out, help you to grow in preparedness. So, folks, we're going to say a prayer. I'm going to probably go ahead and hop off and start getting supper ready because my wife and children will be coming home from school. And sit down for a minute. Sometimes I'm getting wore out. Probably start working on tomorrow's show, and we'll see what else is popping off in the world today. Says new. Oh, here's something great. New IRS inflation adjustments may put you in a lower tax bracket. That's how we'll end this. That and a prayer. Money and a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this time together. We thank you for those that have come in. We thank you for having a good time together and learning about what is happening around us. I pray, God, that you just protect our friends here, give them strength, give them help, give them guidance, give them wisdom, Lord, and use them in their neighborhoods and their areas to help them be more prepared in that area, Lord, because people need to be more self-reliant and less dependent on corporations and businesses. God, it's going to kill them, and I pray that you help them to realize that and start learning to grow food, start learning to hunt, start learning how to take care of themselves and source the world around them to take care of themselves and their family, Lord. I pray you put your protection down on our friends. I pray you anoint me to do these lives. You anoint them as they come in to learn the things we're putting out there and to not be afraid, but to have peace through you, Lord Jesus. I pray that you just guide us in what we do, Lord. And I pray daily that you just help us to grow in you. In Jesus' name we pray. Now, all said, amen. It's been good to have you on here. We're going to be, hey, how you doing, Doomsday Podcast? Gorgeous soul, good to see you. We're fixing to hop off here. It's been good to have you. Ricochet, yeah, we got Ricochet over here on YouTube. I've got my whole new setup here. We got Facebook back there, which crashed. We got TikTok and we got YouTube and we got the website. I mean, we got different things pulled up here. We got a whole workstation going. It's going to be great. And Doomsday, I'm thinking, me and Safe Prep been talking. I've been thinking about starting me a podcast, but it's just going to be this. And I'm going to put it on probably Anchor or something. Just pop it up on Anchor and see what happens. Probably nothing, but who knows? Y'all have a good one today. Remember, show notes are on the website. Link in the bio. Go to the site. We got gear there for you. We're going to have the show notes uploaded. And possibly I'm going to be able to upload the YouTube video to that newsletter. And so when I send it out and you click that email link on your email, if you're subbed to our email newsletter, then you'll get the video. So if you miss it on whatever platform you're watching, bam, we're going to throw it on there. All right, we're going to see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. I'm thinking about going live on Instagram and Twitter, so we'll see how that goes.